Good morning, everyone. How's everybody doing? Hey, Jem. Hey, Kevin. Shark, Timo, how you guys doing? Well, hey, Raj. Oh boy, here we go. Happy Monday. So, let's get into it. Overnight inventory is long, right? Other than this little spiky thing here, we have most of our inventory is above Friday's close, which is uh, the reason is, when we have markets that are at all-time highs and they make an all-time high every overnight, the price action is really crappy. We need some decent liquidation, sort of grease the wheels. Hey, Moran. Hey, Rasto. What's going on? Hey, Lear. Yeah, where was I short? I was short 40, 49 half, stop 50, and I finally got to cover at 47. I had a lookout bid at 48, and I got one there, and then the rest of my position I covered 47, yeah, 46 and a half, I think was my lowest fill. Not the greatest trade. I could have should have been short a little longer, but anywho, overnight POC moved up to 63.49. We are going to open inside yesterday's range and in cost basis, probably. Well, cost basis is right here at under 37, so we'll probably open up somewhere in this mess here. And I don't want to be a prediction guy, but I predict chop. I predict chop. All right, we're right back to the cost basis of Friday is here. So we opened, did a little dip, and then every half hour period, I think big level for the downside is 38 and a half. And then, of course, to tag the close of Friday, if we could correct inventory. We got to find where the bid is this week, right? We have Tesla earnings this week. Right? There's your Tesla. Tesla is printing 334, right? So Tesla is firmly above $328 a share. We'll see how that goes. You're going to have some resistance at 348. That's that level right there. And then again at 361 too. So let's see what the earnings do. If they can get the stock, if Tesla can get above, I'd say if it could get above $370 a share, I think it's got some room to breathe. But that's where the cost basis is for now, and needs to get above that cost basis to get a breakout going. Okay? Hey, Moran, how are you? How was your weekend? I think it's one of those. It's going to be maybe a slow start to the week. Hey, Hank, how you doing? Good to see you. How's uh, how's your wife and the new baby doing? Hope all is well. Hey, Jared, how you doing? Good morning. Check in when you have a chance, Hank. Do I have any bias? Yes. My bias is chop. I don't see any large liquidation yet, Worm. I see just the movement of inventory back and forth. Hey, Matt. Hi, Anne Marie. How are you? No, I don't really have any bias, and I think back and forth trading is the way to go until this thing. What we're trying to do here, and I want to show you, until we get a break of 630, I'd say 631, like a decent break. You see, the cost basis is here, and we're above cost basis, right? So I could see that little creep higher, and I could see us coming back into cost basis. Either way, it's not earth shattering. I think July is just going to be kind of a slow month while we power through the earnings season. You know, it's a news heavy week, but they don't really have any big earnings other than Tesla, right, Anne Marie? I'm not sure. I am really bad at calling breakouts. I am not good at range expansion. Oh, economic news overseas. Well, now when when are we going to have another tariff tantrum? Right? Doesn't he kind of do these like tantrums where he gets mad and puts everybody in timeout? Right? And then somebody gives him a Big Mac and everything's good again. You know, is it the 1st of August? Okay. Okie dokie. I really, I really think that the macro has kind of gone to hell because he keeps changing it and changing it back. So I think the market has just decided, you know what? We're just going to do our business, and we don't really care what he's going to do. I I can't figure out the news, Anne Marie. I can't figure it out. So I have to really trust the chart. The chart's the only thing that doesn't lie. It's the actual transactions. I do know we need some liquidation. It would make trading so much more nice. If we had a sell-off that lasted more than one day, I think that would be very healthy. We're just not getting it right now. Just because we keep putting in new highs and nobody wants to really sell the high yet, and so we just kind of futz around. But while we futz around, it's that slow creep higher. You know, sometimes it's just nice to look at like a clean chart. And ever since we came up over 6160, you see, and it's been trend, break trend, continue trend, break trend, continue trend. We're still in the front end of the move, right? Yeah, now seasonality, I have no idea how that works. I mean, I know how it works, but I don't track it. So, you know, I'll let you guys educate me on that. But right now, the chart's telling me that there's no reason to sell this thing, right? And if we do, remember, what did we have on Friday? Right, we've got poor lows. Friday, we had that B-shaped profile that caught all of this, then we sold it up here, and it's just kind of stuck. So I think, honestly, I think until we break 63.20, I think 63.20 is our pinata level where all of this candy will fall out if we break 63.20. So I'll be watching that level. If we can't break 63.20, I think it's just going to be that annoying back and forth, right? And then if you hold price steady, people will line up and buy and will, and they'll lift the offers. So right now, watch that 63.20 area, folks. I think that's a valid place to look, because if you look at this. It's hard to visualize this stuff sometimes. But look, that's the inventory that we are selling up here, right? So right now we are distributing this inventory up here. And until we break 63.20, it's really not officially on sale yet. And I know this is very frustrating for the short sellers, because short sellers are waiting and waiting and waiting and waiting, and it just keeps creeping higher and higher and higher, and they don't want to buy it. Like, I know what you're thinking, right? Remember Magnum PI? I know what you're thinking, and you're right. I don't want to buy it up here. But just because you don't want to buy it doesn't mean you should just automatically sell it short, right? Even if you don't agree that the price is valid, don't just sell it short automatically. Make sure that there's a seller, okay? If you know that there's a seller, follow the seller and stay with them, right? What do I mean by that? Watch the offer, right? If the offers are moving lower and lower and lower and lower, then you can short, because you've identified seller, seller, seller. Once that offer starts lifting, got to be careful, right? Govern yourselves accordingly. Right? So when macro changes, put your faith in your chart, because that's the only thing that really tells the truth. The chart is the only accurate representation of price. And I think this market has been very difficult for short sellers, because all the news is really bad, right? This is happening and that's happening, and oh my goodness, the world is ending, and wars and pestilence. And I saw an article on locusts this morning in the newspaper. Right? It's like biblical. Yet the market keeps going higher and higher and higher. Riddle me that. Well, it's pretty simple, actually. It's based on supply. And if there's no supply, how can a market keep going lower and lower and lower? Right? Look, we ran out of supply here. We're right in the cost basis area of of the overnight before we moved up from the 44s into the 50s. So we came right down here, and all of a sudden the selling stopped, right? Exactly. Boing. Not an easy market to trade, folks. That's why I go for really hit and run trades. I prefer hit and run trades. In, out, 3, 4 points here, 3, 4 points there. And so inventory is still long because we still have not corrected down to the close. So trades off the open. If we open and we can't take out 38 half, 36 and 3/4, 35 half. If we can't take out these lower levels, look for rotation back up, okay? Friday's low is something I will keep on my watch list for quite a while. Friday's low is a poor low. And until that breaks, this thing's not going any lower than that. Because that's where that bid is. Why is it meaningful? Because everybody can see the close. It's not some esoteric market profile reference. Like everybody uses the close, right? Whether you're using a candlestick or market profile or those bunko charts or itchy and scratchy charts, whatever your whatever your preference is, everybody knows where the close is. So meaningful correction to the close means it's a popular level where you would be expecting some sort of action. Does that make sense? It's almost like, those big moving averages that everybody transacts at, right? Now, you guys have millions of moving averages, right? This one, that one, this one, that one, exponential, simple, all of this stuff, right? I just want to know what the popular ones are, right? It's like the hot club. It's like the, Night of the Roxbury. You want to be at the moving average where everybody's going to transact. That's all I care about, right? I don't care the number or what. Just give me the one where the most people are going to transact because that will give us the best move, right? You hear about the 20, the 50, the 200. Ah, thanks, Truth. Yeah, a lot of things will sort of line up. And so remember, if you're long off of this, VWAP is at 45 and a half. You'll expect a little bit of selling when you get up there. Got your message, Ralph. Let's see. Yeah, it's, we used to have a saying, it's the lazy days of summer. Summer's good. Gotta have a friend with a boat. Go hang out on the boat. I'm all for that. You guys have other people's money, other people's boats. It's much better that way. You don't have to spend any money. You know what, Lear? I think I'm just going to let this thing open and not have any preconceived notions. I'm watching that area at, you know, the Friday low down here at 23 and change. I think maybe, yeah, boats and planes, right? It's good to have friends with boats and planes. That way, yeah, exactly. They're like, I'm going to buy a boat. Good for you. Buy the biggest one you can. Make sure you got an extra cabin for me. Right? They look beautiful and everything, and then you start finding out how much it costs to maintain the frickin' thing. And you're like, yeah, maybe not. Does not appeal to my cheapness. Point of control move down now. Okay. Starting to clean it up down here, right? So we had distribution, dropped it back into accumulation. Okay? Yeah. I don't like trading in the middle, especially when VWAP is on top of us. I'm going to be wishy-washy and say I'm not seeing a short just yet. Maybe as we get closer to VWAP, I need to know where the sellers are, right? If I don't know where the sellers are, it's a pain. I know there's some there. Yeah, I'm just a little bit overcautious on the open this morning. Hey, Ducky, what's going on? You escaped. You escaped the lab. Yeah, I haven't had a good trade yet, Lear, but I'm still not. I'm in no rush. You're gonna be here all week. Okay, so they're front running VWAP just a touch, right at 45. There's VWAP. Tagged it. Now you know before the market opens, right? Markets love to bid themselves up before the open, suck people into following price higher, and then you shank them, right? That's typical, right? You see it happen in stocks all the time. You see it happen in the ES. You just let them, like you're just like leading them into the slaughterhouse, right? Come on, buyer, I've got some candy for you, right? Just gently luring them, right? You take price. All you got to do is stop selling, and it's like you're luring buyers, right? But I want to see where the sellers step in. A couple of seconds here, we'll know. Okay, we're off. Good little push off the open. Right, sellers stepped in at 47.48. Printing the 49 soon, hopefully. Not just yet. If you're long off the open, make sure you sell into strength, folks. As you come up into the 49.50s. Just marking off where places I think there will be selling. Nice work, Jam. Good, good, good. Anybody got the breath off the open? Good morning, Alfie. How you doing? And welcome to everyone who's joining us at the tradingsyndicate.org. I'm JJ. Thanks, Telek. 2.5. 8-1 positive NASDAQ. Interesting. Tesla opening up $5. 334.90. At these levels, ladies and gentlemen, right? That's really the only overhanging inventory we have. Edgefill stats say we will run up to 63.57. Cool. What's the study on that one? I'm curious. I don't see a seller yet, my friends. The buying looks anemic, right? It's kind of like, but it's up, and then it's up, right? Gap fill report. Thank you. Right? It's very this kind of price action. If you're a short seller, is really just horrible because what it does is it sucks you in, and you think, oh, well, it's an easy short because it looks weak, and you short it, and then next thing you know, the offer moves higher, right? That's why our method of watching the offer keeps you out of getting short in bad trade location. Gap fill report. Okay, cool. Yeah, trading a few micros to warm up is always good, Jam. See how it's sort of just creeping higher, right? And about 2 minutes ago, it looked like a table pounding short, right? And then all of a sudden, it's like 6 ticks higher. Very annoying market to short. What's going on, Hank? You mean CL? Yeah. Oh, the oil can. Yeah. Well, we're kind of just creeping slowly higher. Now, here's the problem. If we take out Friday's high and the overnight high, you really want to be careful on the short side because it'll sort of creep higher, just to get rid of all this inventory that it had to buy underneath 46 on that move down before the open. And it's going to take, now this is of course if the order flow supports it, right? If the customers come in, it'll try and sell that as high as it can. There's a bunch of competition between 51 and 54. It'll drive price back under 63.50. So those are the scenarios you're looking for while you're watching this if you're not in a trade. We have not had any kind of significant correction to overnight inventory yet. Gosh. Anybody have any questions? Well, you guys all have weekend brain. Taking those upper stops. Where are the sellers? Your guess is as good as mine, buddy. Remember how weak it looked here and how weak it looked here? It looked so weak, right? Bid and offer lines, just check with your charting software provider, Tyler. I've seen it on other software programs, so I know it exists. Should be like a fairly, like it's not a really fancy indicator. So it should be on pretty much every software. It's just, you know, this price action, Lear. It's like that zombie price action. It goes down 3 ticks, and really the only way you can kind of trade this is to build yourself a little position and then sell as the market goes up. Man, this thing's trading by appointment. Holy cow. Would you like to buy a contract? Well, let me take at the look at the menu. Holy, this is a slow market. There we go. So if you built, say, a little position between 50 and 51, put your offers out, try and sell some at 53, right? Try and sell some 53 and a quarter. Offer it out, like don't be too greedy, right? Let the market take you out of your position. You know they're going to sell into it at the previous day's high, right? You should too, you know? And flat. Couple of points here, a couple of points there. 4 or 5 contracts. It's not the greatest trade in the world, but it pays the phone bill. There's the seller. Told you there'd be a seller at Friday's high. There it is. That's why I sold that 50 half, 51 position into the 53s. Because I knew there would be a seller at Friday's high, and there it is. Those are the things when you trade the same market over and over again that you get. It's I shouldn't say predictable, but it's more reliable. Now, once again, when you get up to Friday's high, right, just remember if you're long that you're going to have a little bit of competition from other sellers. The one nice thing about it being so slow is you can actually see the trades developing, right? It's not, you know, yeah, you actually have an understanding of the price action, which helps. Right now we took it by 1 tick, looking for that overnight high. Nothing but long, brother. You're right. Right now we're hitting a new all-time high in RTH. Right? Got a little stop run going as the shorts come into cover. There's no supply for them. Order book thins out. Boom, boom, boom. Up, up, up. There's 57. Do we get a reaction? Let's see. Yeah, shorting may be glamorous. It's all fun and games until you're offside. You're offside a bunch of size. It's not fun. What did the report say? 63.57? Okay, we're above that now. Okay. And now remember, folks, there's nobody who has product anywhere up here to the left to sell into this. So any backfills, as long as this thing holds the bid, backfills will be how people will come in and buy. This morning we spoke about how markets are really meant to, just keep going higher and higher and higher. It kind of messes with people's heads because they're like, that term profit taking really only applies to speculative traders, right? It's weird once you realize that investors don't take profits, right? They invest the money, it's there, it's not going anywhere. So they'll take out loans, but they don't sell. It's very hard to have a market go down when the large instruments that make it up don't ever sell off in any sort of meaningful fashion. Oh boy. So now, depending on the order flow or the customers that come in, we're going to sit and distribute as much product as we can, as high as we can. You know what? I don't know about pension managers and when they have to buy. I don't keep track of that stuff, and I've never worked for a pension fund, so I have absolutely no idea what the inner workings are. I mean, we have a guy at our room, and he's at a fund, and they manage around 4 billion. I'll ask him, but myself, I don't know. El Medi, if you are a new trader, you should focus on ES. The NQ is a very tricky market to trade unless you have speed and skill. Not to say it can't be done, but if you're learning, it'd be smarter for you to focus on ES. The NQ is a thin market, and your execution has to be very quick. And so does your trade, and your trade location has to be good. The ES is a little bit more forgiving. Not much, but it's a little bit. All right. The NQ is a little bit like a pet alligator. Sometimes it seems docile, and next thing you know, it turns around and takes a little chunk out of your hand. My pleasure, Already. Goodness, goodness, goodness. Yeah, Aaron, 1,500 points in 3 months is a little nuts. But you know, when the president had his little tariff tantrum, right? He flushed this thing down pretty hard. And then it just bounced right back higher. Uh, that really tells you how the markets are built. These markets are built with an inherent lack of supply that makes them easier to mark up, keeps asset managers happy, keeps investors happy, right? You got to remember all of that paper, Microsoft, Apple, Tesla, leather jacket guys, Nvidia, all of that stuff is collateral. The price of the collateral starts going down. We have some very unhappy campers. Yeah, it had a little rotation, eh, Hank, between 57 and 60, and then pop the stops at the top. So how that works, whether it's human or whether it's algorithm or whatever, is the market will go back and forth. then run a stop, sell into it. Go back and forth, run a stop, sell into it. Right? But as long as you hold these lows, the buyers will come. Right? Remember Field of Dreams, build it, they will come. Build it, they will come. Yeah, this market is just, it's very frustrating to try and short it because you go and you try and short it, it takes your product and then bids you, right? Yeah, as soon as the market buys your product, like you hit the bid and then the bid moves higher. You're like, ah, oh. That's not fun when you're short. Okay. Nice work, Doug. Nice work. And we're creeping higher again. Get those little pops, little stop runs, create some buying, they sell into it. Right. Then you get another one, create some buying, sell into it. There you go again. Right. Little size up here at 62 half. Going backfill to 62s. We have data at 10 o'clock. We need something to shake loose a little inventory here. You know, if we had trading rooms in the old days, I could hear the shorts screaming in my ear. I'm not sure if it'll be meaningful. I like the disclaimer, Truth. That's good. Ugh. See it, you guys. We don't. You notice that we don't get blow off tops, right? Like when a stock goes, it'll go from $1 to $5, and then it'll run to 6, and then all hell breaks loose and it comes crashing down. We don't get that in this market. It's not built like that. So it's not built to trade like that. It's a creeper. It really creeps up on you, this thing. Someone's got an appetite at 65 and a quarter, 65 and a half. Yeah. Yeah, let's help the shorts out. We all buy one micro and the thing will drop like a stone. One cool thing about the candles when it's slow like this, and I know you guys are pissed because I'm not calling out trades, but you can see where they stop selling. Right? Just like you can see where they sell into it. Right? They'll come down and you'll see that offer. Let's see if there's actually a little gap where it didn't even print there. Let's see if that backfills. This is another megaphone thingy? Okay, cool. Is it? Okay. I don't imagine it's an easy trade, is it, Anne Marie? If you say it's a dangerous formation. It certainly has been a challenge trading this market. Anytime a market keeps making consistent new all-time highs, for us it's quite, you know, it's difficult. It's not easy. It's I like bracketed markets or markets in balance. Yeah. Because you know the edges of your sandbox. Okay, I'm shorting here, I'm buying here, I'm shorting here, I'm buying here. Price discovery is best left for people with a lot of money. And that's what we're right now. This is price discovery. Lord, love a duck. Look at this. Hey, Derek, how are you? Gee willikers, look at this thing go. Now, when I drew that 63.78, I was laughing. I was like, there's no way we're going to get to 63.78. Well, we're 10 points away from it now. I'm sorry, my short friends. I don't see a short yet. So what I'm doing now, you're wondering why I'm all quiet. I'm sitting there watching this. And the way I sort of conduct business is this way. I'll wait for the trend to take me somewhere, right? I'll wait for the trend to take me up and then go sideways and then trade that. I much rather do that than just try and, buy it for, yeah, nothing goes straight up forever, right? So pretend, if you will, that the inventory is underneath 54, okay? That's the warehouse. We've loaded the truck and we're going on the highway. Somewhere here there's going to be a store that we're going to unload this inventory at. And that'll make for some decent trading. So that's what I look for. And that way it's easier for me not to chase price, not to get frustrated, right? Now, folks, let me ask you a question. Where do you think the shorts are trapped right now? The first obvious place. Show you something about charts. The first obvious place that the shorts are trapped are underneath that low here at 64. Everywhere, exactly. Yeah, you and Lear said that at the same time. You owe each other a Coke, right? And this is the worst for a lot of people because they're like, well, I'm missing trades, JJ. And I'm like, yeah, no, you're not. Not unless you were in at a certain level. And yeah, the A high, the B low. Now let's see on the backfill worm, right? We should see some bids in this area when we come down to it. Yeah, we have been one time framing up, right? On the 5 minute? Cool. I have no predictions here. Just chill and let it work. Did I post the longer term levels here in the room? We did have a 63, 69, 79, then 88 and 3/4 to the top. Hey, let me ask you guys a question. Do you still do the Twitter Spaces thing? I'm thinking of maybe doing one this week, sort of later in the day. Just kind of like a question and answer thing and talk markets a bit. Let me know if you guys are interested in that. Well, I haven't, Aaron. I'm in my 4 times profit zone now. Well, I'm just trying to plan, Jijun. I'm trying to plan maybe Wednesday, Thursday. What time frame? It's a swing time frame. Those levels, Worm, are from oh, March, February or March, somewhere around there. Okay. Well, we'll see if anybody else asks for it. Are there any clues? Not really, Colin. Hey, Colin, I direct messaged you, um, and I answered your email. I'm sorry it was a little late. Check out your DM in Discord. No, it's just volume at every tick. You don't even necessarily have to have it. I've had it on there for 10 years. Right? I'm just curious sometimes to see whether the point of control will move up or if it moves down. If it moves up, it tells me there's good distribution. If it moves down, it means okay, we're starting to clean the market nicely. Yes. Now, the top or bottom has 10 or 20 contracts because as price goes higher, less people want to transact at higher prices, right? And it's a good thing. I mean, it's a cool thing to look at, but it's generally not going to help you actually take a trade. So if you notice, Colin, I use the TPO chart as kind of, it tells me where the stops are, like right now. And I've got a suspected area where I'm looking for buyers at 65 and a half. You see? See how it came down to 65 and a half? Right? And Worm said, what about the A high? That was the A high. Came down there, found some bids, and look, all of a sudden it's 67. So I'll look at it for kind of things like that. What particular volume prints there, I'm not really, it's just like too much information. Some people will have this displayed as a bar, so you actually don't see the number. It's a matter of personal preference. So the next place I'm looking for bids is 64. This is like the best short I've seen, and I haven't been in it. 68 to 64 would have been nice. Okay. It's a problem, you know? You go hit a trade and you miss it. Right. Yeah, you know, if I was shorting 64 and a quarter here, right, I would give myself, well, I'd pay probably about that kind of room if I'm short 64 and a quarter, and then I'd be looking for bids just around 62, 62 half. Right, see if I can get a fill at 3/4. Got a fill at 3/4. I'm going to go 62 half for my next contract to try and cover it. And I'm not getting any. I'm sliding my bid up. And I am just going to take the offer, and I'm flat. And if it doesn't get over 64, we can always hit it again, right? Because now we know that there's a seller there, right? Now, if you are a longer term trader, like a larger trader, and you're short up here above 64, right? Say you're selling that, and even if you were to initiate here, right? Not the greatest place, but at least you have a place to know that if you lose that seller here, the market's going to come right back up to the 67 area, right? So if you are shorting, see how it gets back. If we lose that seller at 65, you don't want to be short, right? See, look, So we found the bid. Right now it's here at 62. Okay? If we get over 66, 66 and a half, it might try and take that high again. Let's see. Oh my goodness. Anyone still awake? Just checking. Now for me, trading like right in the middle here honestly never works out. Maybe 1 out of 3 times. So I'll just wait for a trade where I see it where it's clear, right? If it's unclear, there's no reason for me to just keep going in and out and in and out, right? Man, it's like ES came to work and did a little bit of a sprint, and now it's on a coffee break here. That's good, Hank. Just chill out. It's Monday. Got a long week ahead of you. Oh, did you? Let me check. You know, when you go into your mail in Twitter, Jesus. You know, I don't see it. Oh, hang on. I'll try it. Oh, here it is. Okay. All right. I'll get you back in there. Don't worry. I have like 30 of these spam direct messages. It's crazy. People want me to promote their meme coin. That's hilarious. Uh, all right. I'm thinking lower now. I'm thinking if we can't get back over 64, 65, it'll be a sell. Oh my goodness. And it'll probably be one of the longest if you are short. So say you've got a short bias. If we break 62, you're in good hands, and if so, that's really your box, right? If you're short somewhere in here, if it takes out 62, you can stay short. But if it starts crawling back up over 65, watch your whiskers. Yeah, the Twitter has gone nuts with this bot thing, hey? I don't know what they did, but they ruined it. Holy cow. That woke everybody up. Wow. I'm telling you, shorting these markets up at these levels. Very dangerous shorting this thing. All that happens is one big order comes in, order book just empties out, and the thing just rips. You know? Point of control moved up all the way to 35. There's some size coming in. Remember, if you are long, sell into strength, right? Here comes that 70. Don't be shy about taking profits. Yes, we are lucky to have Anne-Marie join us. Exactly, Moren. Smart, Hank. Keep your cash, right? Keep your cash. Let's see where we backfill down to, probably around 68, 67 and a half. We'll catch another bid to take us on the next round. Oh, It is a short-selling meat grinder. Slowly creeping. I'm like, I don't know what, I have no idea what that means. But thanks for coming out. Sometimes it's hard. Would you guys use, when you don't type the whole thing out, I have no idea what you guys are talking about, so apologies. Yeah, all the news will be bearish. Good stuff, Hank. Yeah, let's have a chat tomorrow. Oh, okay. Oh, that's good, Howard. It's good that you're being able to pull that info out. We pop this thing over 70, it'll jam a little higher. Let's see. Let's get it up to 71. There's like a wall of selling right at 70 quarter. Oh man. Well, folks, where's a good short? That's where everyone's wondering, Harsh. No, you just got to wait for a seller. Wait for the move to exhaust itself. Don't try and catch the short on the front end. Do you know what I mean? Right? Do you know what the difference is between the front end of a move and a back end? Like we're in the front end of the move now. Let them do this. Maybe 78 if they do a look above and fail. Short here, put your stop here and cover. But always wait till a seller comes in. But for now, my friend, why do you want to short all-time highs? Ask yourself, why do you want to short an all-time high? If you can't find a place to go long, do yourself a favor and sit out. Sometimes what's going on in the business is not meant for us as retail traders. It happens. There's a wholesale time for business and a retail time, right? So sometimes we just have to sit back, let the large traders kind of bulldoze their way through, and then there'll be some nice trading for us. Right? When you see a market that's up 30, 40 points, You feel like, oh, I could have bought it here and I could have sold it here. But if you didn't, don't feel bad. This is building opportunity. When markets are like this, they're building opportunity. Don't worry. It'll get better, right? They're building a new range for you to trade. Just don't get stuck in front of a freight train. Yeah, $55 is not a bad losing day. I like the cut of the jib there, AZS. Right, if you're going to lose money, lose 50 bucks, that's okay. Right, that's fine. It's way better than losing 500 or 5,000. Right? 50 bucks, I'll take a $50 loss. That's, like the cost of keeping your lights on if you have a store. Right? Yeah, I don't know who makes up these sayings. Sell the highs, buy the lows, but a lot of people go broke that way, trying to catch the high and the low. Can I say something? When they say sell the highs, buy the lows, they don't mean short sell the highs. You guys know that, right? When they say sell the highs, it doesn't mean short sell it. It means liquidate your position into it. Right? It doesn't mean short sell the highs. It means sell your position from a long inventory. Exactly, Mike. All right, folks. Thank you so much for bearing with me in this horribly boring price action. We will see you tomorrow. Remember, it's a long week. Make sure you have money to trade tomorrow. If the trade isn't obvious, don't fall for it, okay? Be a price action snob. We will see you folks tomorrow. Thank you so much. Stay out of trouble. And as always, do not take candy from strange market makers. Thanks, everyone. Bye for now.